I'm so nervous.
I don't know, like.
Okay, it's Christmas morning.
You got the New York one! Oh my god! So, by the title of this video, I feel like it's only right I do my first story time with Brandon. Like, I've never done a story time on my channel. I've always wanted to, and my best stories are with him, so it just kind of works.
I don't know if I would say this is the best story. I will preface this by saying, do not try this at home.
Yeah, this is a cautionary tale to...
We got lucky.
Yes. As you can tell by the title, we went to AC with a complete stranger.
Yep.
So this story starts a week before we go to AC, right?
Yes.
So you remember more of that night than I do, if you want to start.
Do I? It was 2019. Mm-hmm. We all went out with our friends in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. Between the pregame, going to the city, neither of us had a memory.
Lights out. Gone. Nothing. It was one of those nights where I woke up and I was like, so where were we last night? Which, like, Mom, if you're listening, that never happens. But everyone else, like, it was one of those nights. I'm sure you've had one of those nights where you just don't remember anything.
Yeah. You know, the most terrifying part of those nights is the morning after, looking at your phone. Mm-hmm. And this morning I had a few messages from numbers that I had not saved. So I was
Which
like,
is always good.
Yeah.
It's always like...
I was like, who are these people? You know, random. Most of them are insignificant. But then I had a message from somebody who was like, it was so nice meeting you, like, whatever. And then texted me again in the morning. And he was like, oh, like, did you and Claire get home safe? And I was like, who the fuck is Claire? Like, I don't have no shade to Claire's, but I have no friends named Claire. Mm-hmm. So I was like, Claire, question mark? And he replied, he was like, you know, the blonde girl in the graphic t-shirt. So I was like, oh, Casey. Mm-hmm. I was like, because Casey was wearing a graphic tee that night. I was like, oh yeah, like, I'm at her house right now. I had slept at Casey's, we'd woke up the next day, and I was like, do you remember, like, meeting someone last night? Like, someone, like, is asking about us.
I feel like, did you tell him? We never said we don't remember that night, but I think you, like, hinted, like...
Yeah, I told him my memory was, like, foggy, mm-hmm. but he had big dick energy through text.
Absolutely.
He was like, oh, you don't remember, like, hitting on me, whatever. So, first I was like, wait, is he gay? But then he was like, I thought your friend was so cute. I was like, okay, wait, he's straight but tolerant.
You guys were texting, like, all morning.
All morning.
Like, I remember it was, like, I was throwing up in the bathroom, and it was a good period of time that you guys were going back and forth, like, about the night, but, like, in a funny, like, flirty, not flirty way.
Like, it wasn't in a thirsty way, like, give me your friend's number. Like, it was more just, like, reviewing what happened, like, helping me put together some pieces that I clearly did not have. So, I just decided to be bold, and I was like, Casey, I'm, like, gonna ask this guy, like, for a picture of himself. And I feel like we were both expecting him to be, like, ugly. Like, I don't know, I was, like, picturing, like, just, like, I didn't know if he was, like, 40, 30. I had no clue what to expect. But what I wasn't expecting... He was hot.
So hot. And I remember the first picture he sent, he was in scrubs because he worked in pharmaceutical sales, which means money. And he was in scrubs, and it was this mirror picture, and we both were
shook.
I had no words. He was so hot.
So I was like, holy shit. Like, showed Casey picture. I was like, I hope you're cool with this. I'm giving him your number. Like, let's move on. Like, now it's time for you to talk to him. So. And
yeah, and then I just remember he texted me like something like, hey Claire, like he was being funny like right off the bat. Like he knew my name was Casey, but I think he was like trying to see how much I remembered, which obviously like we said was nothing. So fast forward a week and we literally talked all week. Like just casual texting, you know, when you first meet someone and it's not like deep, but it's like more than just WID type of thing. Like we kind of started to get to know each other, but it was still like semi-casual. Thursday night, I think you randomly texted me. He texted me out of nowhere and he was like, this is such a random question, but do you want to go to AC this weekend? And I had nothing to do. I was like, sure, whatever. Like, we have nothing to do. He was getting a room comp, so we were like, sure, let's go to AC. Random, no plans. We literally don't do this. Yeah, like, this is not like a normal thing. If anyone in the Philadelphia area knows, and for those who don't know, like, Atlantic City isn't Vegas, but like,
you normally go with a big group of people. It's very planned out.
You go for like an event, like a birthday.
Like you bought a new outfit for it. This was just like very spontaneous. We were going with a family member of mine who had a free room, like whatever, like very spur of the moment.
Yes.
Like no plans at all. We had no idea like what was going on.
We went in with the energy of like whatever is about to happen is just gonna happen. Like let's just see where the night takes us. So in typical us plotting fashion, I decided to post an Instagram story of him in the hotel that we were staying, and I like put the location that we were in AC just in the hopes that someone would DM me and be like, oh my god, I'm here too. So I posted the story, and literally like 5 minutes later, I get a text message from him, and he's like, oh, you didn't tell me you were coming up my way, which I forgot. I think he lived in like New York or Hoboken or something. Hoboken, yes. So he texted me, he was like, oh, I didn't know you were coming up by me. And I was like, yeah, it was like super random. Like, I don't know, I was just telling him like we didn't really have any plans. Brandon and I are like running through the casino, just like having a good time. It's like 5 o'clock at this point, and I get a text message of a screenshot that he booked a hotel room in the hotel that we were staying in, and he was like, down to have a fun night, and you and Brandon seem like a good time. And we were like, is this creepy? Is this like, we just didn't have any idea what
we were like so running with spontaneousness. Is that a word?
Yeah, you know what we're trying to say.
We were just like so like go with the wind that like we were like, oh, like this isn't weird. But
and
like,
we knew he was hot too.
Yeah, I feel like once we don't tell this story very often anymore because once we like started telling it, we like realized like talking out loud that this was like really, one, weird, two, unsafe.
Yes.
And just messy.
Very messy. And like thinking about it, like a guy just sending me a screenshot that like he booked a room in a hotel that I put on my Instagram story, like that sentence isn't okay. Like that's very sketchy.
911.
Yeah, but at the time it was like, I don't know, I really didn't, and I know this is like so like not right to say, but I really didn't get any weird vibes from him. Like he was genuinely like, we'd been talking all week, he was fun, and he even like, I think he like texted us and was like, oh, like what should I wear? Like, do I need to buy a new outfit? Like he was just really,
he was being fun.
Yes.
And we were just like, you know what? The more the merrier. 2's fun, 3's a party. Like, let's just say yes.
Yeah. Let's just do it.
He had asked to pregame, and I was like, hard no.
Yeah, we were like,
that's where we drew the line. I was like, there's no way we're interacting with him sober. We are going to meet him at the club that we were going to. We were going to get very drunk before so that when we meet up with him, it's as little weird as possible.
Yes.
As if this situation could be anyone normal.
But at dinner, I remember him texting me, and he was like, oh, it's like an hour and 45-minute drive. Like this wasn't like,
it wasn't close.
Yeah, it wasn't.
We did not come to his neighborhood. It was not close.
Yeah, there was really no need for him to do this.
I think Philly's probably closer to Atlantic City.
Yes. He was like, oh, I'll let you know when I'm here. If you and him want to come back and like pregame. We were like, So we go back to the room, and I think we just started getting ready and pregaming.
Yeah, we just started throwing back drinks.
We were tossing them back. So I was like, I have to be really drunk for this to be like semi-normal.
It was technically the second time we met him, but
yeah, true. And that, oh my god, I forgot, that was another thing, was like he had already met us, but we had never really met him.
Couldn't tell you his voice, mannerisms, anything. All we had is the few pictures, and luckily he did follow us on Instagram, so he was not a catfish.
He kept asking if we could meet in line. Like he was like, oh, we'll meet outside of the club, but we had secured VIP, so we were
Make
like,
friends everywhere you go, people. We already had our own special entrance, you know, influencers.
So he was literally like, oh, we'll meet up, and we were like, oh my god, like how do we get out of this? Like we wanted to be able to go VIP. We were able to get in without the line. He was like right inside when we walked in, right? I kind of remember.
Was he? All I remember was he was in a t-shirt.
So I remember we walked in, and I was pretty drunk at this time. Like I was feeling good, and we saw him on the dance floor. He was good energy from the jump. Like he was just a good time. So we were with Brandon's brother, and they instantly hit it off. He was just like, he was not awkward at all. It wasn't like he was like only talking to me or only talking to us. He was the life of the party.
But all of us just got really, really drunk like too soon. Like my brother ordered a double Long Island. I didn't think that was possible, but apparently in Atlantic City you can get a double Long Island. He was sloshed.
Needless to say, we were blacked out. Like we were so drunk. I forced this picture of Brandon and him. I'm gonna blur his face out, but this is proof that we actually were there.
And can you see the arm muscles in this? We're like blacked out. My brother left and threw up at the gelato shop. Like, it was a mess. So it's just me, Casey, and this guy like at the club still. And next memory I know, Casey and I are screaming at each other at the hotel lobby.
No, in a parking garage. Screaming at each other. Like, I have the exact same memory. We both, like, I think came to at the exact same second. And we were just screaming in a parking garage at like 3 a.m. for no reason. And all I remember is this guy picks me up. Like, you know how like you like throw someone over your shoulder? He literally is like, I need to separate you two. And he picks me up and just walks me like 5 feet away. And me and Brandon are just staring at each other from like across the parking garage.
It was like a petty fight.
Yeah, it was
like,
not like
mad.
Not a real fight at all. I just remember the next morning, I woke up back at this guy's, yeah, whatever, fuck it, I'll say it. So I woke up back at this guy's hotel room, literally, like, I'm not even just saying this, genuinely nothing happened. Like, I'm pretty sure we both went back and like passed out, whatever. I wake up at like 5 a.m. You know when you're drinking and you wake up so early? I literally woke up and I Ubered back to your hotel room to meet up with you. But before I left, like, I'd already called my Uber. He woke up and he was like, would you want to go grab breakfast, like you and Brandon? And I was like, sure, I think, like, I don't know. So I Ubered back to Brandon's. And this is when you told me about you knocking on the door.
Yes. So my only memory of the night was I had got back to the hotel room. Don't ask me how I got back to the hotel because to this day will remain a mystery. But all I remember is I could not get into the hotel room and I was freaking out. I was calling everybody. I was calling my brother. I was calling Casey and no one was answering me. I could not get the hotel room open. Come to find out, I was not using the room key. I was literally using like a random card in my wallet.
No.
I was using my Total Rewards Atlantic City card that my brother convinced me and Casey to get because if you sign up for a rewards card, you get a free drink at the Harrah's bar.
This process,
which we did not meet.
This process took us 45 minutes. You had to sign up. You had to talk with a person at the desk.
We didn't like that thing.
We had to fill out all of this information and it literally took like 30 minutes for us to like...
I knew!
This
Proof
is
that this night existed.
And this was all because they were gonna give us a free drink voucher that we could use when we got to the club. So that's how you know this night was just messy before it even started. We all just collectively had a bad night. And I remember your brother was like, where are you guys going? And I was like, I think we're gonna go get breakfast with this random guy. So we went.
Who we really still didn't know. Like, we went to the club with him, but we still did not know this man.
No.
Like this was our first, like this was kind of like the real thing because like we were sober. And he picked us up, like we got in his car.
And this is like 8 a.m.
So dangerous.
Literally, like thinking back, like,
don't do this at home.
Yeah, this is not, I don't advise anyone to ever meet up with a complete stranger. But the worst part is that we went to the grossest diner in Atlantic City. Like, it was disgusting. We were so hungover. But I think halfway through the breakfast, we all three sort of realized, like, this is really weird that we're doing this. Like, it was good, and then it just got like, this is kind of weird now that we're all at breakfast and we don't even really know each other. And then he drove us back home, or back to the hotel, and we
never saw him again.
Yeah, never. So if you take anything from this, it's don't meet up with people you've never met before or your blackout self has met, because that doesn't count.
It does not count.
Yeah, like if you can't name like at least 2 facts about the way that they look, probably not a good idea to meet up with them. Okay. Well, if you liked that story time, unfortunately, we have a lot of stories. There's a lot of things we've done. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel while you're at it. Follow us both on Instagram if you're not already. I'll put both of them right here. You should be following us, but if not, go follow us and like our last 5 pictures.
10.
Yeah, go like our last 10 pictures. And
comment
if you
on the last 2.
Okay, is that everything?
I think it's all.
Yeah, I think that's all we need to say. Peace.